This is Mike from the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm looking at Hour of Need. This is the latest game in the modular deck system from the Sadler Brothers and Blacklist Games. Previous games in the series include Street Masters, Brook City, and the upcoming Altar Quest, all of which we've covered on the channel. And now they've got Hour of Need, a superhero-themed game in the series, which is kind of funny since the original series was somewhat inspired by Sentinels of the Multiverse, itself a superhero game. We're going to do a full playthrough of a 2-player game using just the demo copy, so full disclosure that this is not anything final. Balance and elements of the game could change as the Kickstarter progresses, but we'll see how it looks with what we've got. If you want to hear more about what I think about the game, go and check out my separate demo review video, but for now we're going to focus on the playthrough and how the game works. So like every game in the modular deck series, you're going to pick a villain, a stage that you're playing on, and also which characters you have. So today playing the role of villain is Dowager. She is a crime boss, explosives expert, nasty criminal here. For our heroes, we've got Stride and Majesty, basically our Superman and Flash stand-ins, but some female power showing off today. And then finally, for our issue, we've got a bank heist going on at the Century Bank, and this board is specific to that issue, so kind of like in Street Masters, whichever stage or issue you play will also determine what board you use. Now, setup for the game is nice and quick. You put down these little bystander tokens that represent civilians you might need to save on each of the indicated spaces on the board. You put the villain on the first scheme panel. You'll see they're numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. And basically for the issue you're playing, in this case the bank heist, this will kind of track the villain's scheme as they enact their plan. In this case, she's going to plan out a warehouse, how to get into the bank, actually steal the gold from the bank, go through the news station with her gold, and escape in the subway tunnels unless we can stop her. We shuffle her unique deck of cards. And some specific cards are removed based on the number of players in the game, but for her deck, they are all in play for 2 heroes. This game can be played with up to 6 heroes, by the way, but so far I've only tried 1 and 2 player games. We've also got Dowager's card in play. She starts on her scheming side. And just kind of show you some statistics. She can do 1 damage when she inflicts damage upon you. To figure out what's going on with her, once we've done a bunch of other stuff, we need to get 5 Justice tokens per player, so that'll be 10. And she has no setup or special rules. These are, of course, for the demo, the most simple people they have in the game. Things get more complicated with other releases and expansions. And the villain does start with 2 hidden tokens, 1 per player. We're going to be able to remove those by solving some schemes involved in her heist. For the issue itself, we shuffle a very small issue deck, and this is one of the main timers for the game. If these cards run out, then we lose on the next turn. You've got a setup card that gives you some narrative overview about the heist going on at the bank and also some special rules. In this case, we start with the vault in play, but it is sealed at first, and eventually she's going to be able to open it and start stealing some gold from it. Finally, we set up our heroes. This is my life, how many dice I roll when I attack, and how many dice I roll when I try to solve crises and other things that are going on. Then I've got a special action just for me. In this case, I can move really far and draw cards. And over here also has a focused side you can flip to. In this case, it makes me more focused on attack and less on solving things. And I've got a slightly different attack action there, but I'm going to start on my basic side. And then I have my own unique deck, and I draw 4 cards from it. I can mulligan. In this case, I've gotten 2 identical cards, so I'll discard that card for now. Get a new card, Rousing Speech, and then I shuffle that mulligan card back into my deck. Each hero also gets 2 action tokens. These will track how many actions they take per turn, so there are 2 actions per hero turn. And over here we've got Stride, our resident fast lady. I do have 2 identical cards here, but they're actually pretty useful for solving our schemes at the start, but I don't need time to spare. That's a healing effect. So, I'll draw a replacement one that is the same card, but that's okay. So for each issue in a game of Hour of Need, it'll have 4 unique scheme cards, and you're going to start with one of these in your threat area. In this case, Stride is going to start with hostages. So this is a problem card in addition to it being a scheme card. A problem card has one of these solving traits up here. So we have to resolve solve actions and put 12 justice tokens on here to flip this to its other side where we'll get some kind of fun surprise. And you also get a little activation effect that'll happen every turn. Now, a big thing for Hour of Need, especially if you've seen Street Masters or Sentinels of the Multiverse, is that you have very few cards in play that activate every turn. They have lowered that overhead quite a bit. So the villain, in this case, does not do anything every turn, The issue generally doesn't do much every turn, so really we're just going to get a few of cards like this that have effect every turn. All right, so we got some hostages being held at the bank, and as for Majesty, we've got a locksmith over at the warehouse. All right. The other two, since we're only playing with 2 players, are not used. And then finally we're going to place our heroes either on or adjacent to this little hero starting space. And you might not be able to see it too well in the video, but there are hexes here in this kind of colorful map of the city. So both of our schemes currently are going to be doing bad things to the bank. Century Bank's going to move the bystanders into the bank where they're harder to save, and the warehouse is going to put free minions on the bank, which makes me think we might want to focus on doing stuff with the bank first. So let's put Majesty here and Stride over here. Well, let's put her up a little bit and she can try to get that bystander maybe on the way to the bank. But yeah, they'll both be set up to run to the bank and start helping each other out to resolve Stride's scheme before we get on to dealing with the locksmith. All right, so with setup finished, we're ready to get into how the game plays. So the first step in every game round is going to be a villain turn. Each player is going to draw 1 villain card. You can choose the order you want the players to do it. And most villain cards will have these icons that'll make the villain's scheme that progresses what they're doing with their evil plan based on each box. Whichever one they're currently on will tell you what they do. They'll also place minions on one of the 4 different scheme panels. These are basically spaces, but they're equivalent to the little hexes that match them. So it's kind of like this is this and vice versa. And they also might place more bystanders to be saved or do some other special effects. So let's go through our first villain turn. We'll just have Stride go first. So in this case, you'll see the little skull icon. This means it's going to go into the player's threat area. So this is one of those rare cards that actually does go straight into play. This is a Widowmaker, Wise Guy's Legacy. So from what I can gather from the theme, Wise Guy's Dowager's dead husband, but he left a lot of bombs behind. So he's going to go into Stride's threat area. And to solve it, we need to get 4 justice on it. And basically, the activation is the first time it activates, it's going to put a bystander on it. The second time it activates, it'll kill that bystander forever. And if we run out of bystanders, we start getting these crisis effects over and over again, and that's really nasty. To mark that this peril is in play, we find the matching icon on the board for its color and place a little token there. So if we go over next to that or on it, then we can interact with that and try to solve this. Well, Majesty draws. Oh my gosh, okay. Another one. We got bombs all over. So this one is way out of the way. The yellow one we might be able to do. The green one, I don't think so. So that's it for the villain turn. Very fast to resolve. Now we go into the hero turn. So the hero turn uses the same semi-simultaneous play that Blacklist used in Aftershock, the expansion for Street Masters, and also in Ultra Quest. And full disclosure, I do talk to Brady Sadler fairly often, and we actually gave him the idea to try out the simultaneous play. We're credited in the Aftershock rulebook. So, we do have some background there, but I'm going to give my unbiased play and review of this game, of course. So the basic idea is Stride can play a card, and then Majesty can take an action, and then Stride can do something else, or Stride can do her entire turn, and Majesty can take her entire turn. We can go back and forth as long as we resolve any given effect fully before we go to the next person's effect. So I can do 2 actions on my turn. I just flip these things over to show when I've used them. And when a hero has taken both of their actions, gameplay is paused and you immediately do a threat phase for that hero. What that means is you just go through the cards in your threat area, if you have any, from left to right. So here I would activate the Hostages card and then activate the Widowmaker card. And then you continue taking actions until the next hero gets their threat phase. And once every hero has taken their threat phase, you each draw a card and you move on to the issue turn. So just give you a little closer look at Stride. She has 10 health, less than Majesty, who has 15. She can attack for 2, but solve for 3, so she's very good at solving these schemes. And she's also, as you would expect, super fast. As an exhaust effect, she can move up to 2 spaces for free every turn without even using one of her actions. But then if she wants to move really far, for 1 action, she can move twice. So usually an action would let you move 3 hexes for a move action. She can move 6 hexes if she wants to. And then showing the cards available to her, she's got Time to Spare, which lets her move and heal. Top Speed is a constant card, so it stays in her play area, and she can use it every turn. When I play it, she can move to any space, and then forever, once per turn, I can exhaust this to give +1 die to a nearby hero, that means her or somebody adjacent, to an attack or a solve action. That one's amazing. Then both of these are always prepared. It's an instant, so it gets discarded once I play it. Each hero may reveal the top card of their deck, returning it to the top or bottom of their deck. Then each hero may draw 1 card and gain 1 focus. Focus are these little luck mitigators you'll see pretty soon. Now, a couple other things to note about these cards. Some of them will have these blue icons. Right now I've got a couple of them. And these are basically free actions you can use. The shield one stops damage against you out of turn up to 3 damage. This one is a free solve action to try to resolve these schemes. So this is awesome. She can do some extra actions with these if she wants to. Additionally, note that some cards have the action symbol in the corner. In this case, top speed and time to spare. But always prepared does not. So I can play always prepared as a free action for this effect. And the blue things are always a free action. But if I wanted to put top speed down, it would take one of my 2 actions for the turn. Other actions I can take, I can punt somebody using my attack stat if I am near them, which means adjacent to them or in the same space as them. I can try to solve something if I'm in the same space or adjacent to a scheme. And I can also draw a card if I want to my hand. So those are kind of all the actions available. Now in terms of map movement, if I move into here, I can go into the bank. That's like, again, the same space. And I can start trying to solve this scheme with the hostages, which would take 12 justice from solve actions. If I move through a bystander, I rescue them, they're removed from the map, put back in the supply, and I get a free clue card, which will give me little bonuses later. But then finally, I could try to stop the bomb, the yellow Widowmaker, if I'm adjacent to it. For solving the schemes, you have to actually be in the panel, so you have to be in that space, but here I could just be next to it. So she can get 2 movement for free, but sadly, everything she wants to go to is at least 3 away. So for our first action, let's get this great booster and play top speed. So this says when you play this card, you move to any space. I'm just going to pick her up and put her right next to that bomb, and she's still within 2 spaces to run into the bank. So it did cost 1 of her actions, because again, this card has the action icon in the corner. And for her second one, since she's next to the Widowmaker, let's try to solve this. So she'll exhaust top speed to give herself +1 to solve, which means she'll roll 4 dice, her space stat of 3, plus 1 more. And if you've seen any of the Blacklist games, you'll be pretty familiar with this, but you've got an exploding side, a burst that'll give you a success and keep on rolling. You've got some basic things, and then you've got these focus symbols. If you have a focus token, you discard 1 to turn that into a success. If you don't have a focus token, you can get 1 for each of these that's left. I'm going to roll my 4 dice. Oh, and a great roll, since I only needed 4 to stop this bomb. So I've got 4 successes already. The burst will let me roll an additional die. Would have loved to have a focus token, but didn't get it. So I do solve this. It goes to the discard pile, and I remove the matching token from the board. And anytime you fully solve any card, you get a clue card. So clue cards will have 2 effects, point of interest in this case. You can either discard it when you're doing a fight or a solve to get this many extra dice, or you can discard it at any time to do its special power. In this case, it will place 1 justice on each problem card, which is pretty great, or 3 justice tokens on a single problem card, also amazing. So this kind of stays in my supply until I want to use it. Now, I have used up both my actions, which means I should have to activate in my threat phase my hostage card. But you're allowed to use any other exhaust effects you haven't used yet, or any free-to-play cards before you get to that. But then once you finish your turn, you can't really do any of that stuff. So in this case, I am going to use my free exhaust to move 2 spaces. And that'll take me 1, 2 into the bank, because again, this and this are equivalent. And then I'll resolve the activation effect of the hostages. I move 1 bystander from the map to Century Bank. So I get to pick, this one looks really out of the way. So they are on the bank now. Now I can still save them and get a clue card, but instead of having to move into them, I have to spend 1 of my justice tokens during a solve action instead of solving the actual scheme I'm trying to solve. And I'll remove them and also get a card for myself. All right, Majesty, what you got for me? She does not get any free actions, but as an action, she can move up to 4 spaces and then choose her or Stride to draw 1 card. So she's a nice friend to her fellow heroes. Then her other card, so she's got Hothead, which does cost an action, lets her attack somebody up to 5 spaces away and ignore their armor, which would usually reduce her damage. Optimistic Spirit, not an action. She can discard this. She can discard this when any hero is doing a solve or attack to give +1 die, and she can also use it for free to shield herself from damage. Color the Sky costs an action, but will definitely be my first action. She can exhaust it to move 3 spaces every turn, and then she can discard it if she wants to just move anywhere on the map. So it's going to make her as fast as Stride in some cases. Then finally, Rousing Speech, again, does not cost an action. For each card in each player's threat area, they get 1 focus and heal 1 damage. Then each hero may discard 1 focus to draw a card. So this would be better the more stuff that's kind of threatening us, but I want to wait until we have some damage for that. So for my first action, I'll certainly play Color the Sky, and now I can move 3 for free, and I'll do that. So that gets me 1, 2, 3 into the bank as well. And now I'll do a solve action. I choose a space to target, in this case that yellow panel, but I can divide my successes anywhere among it. So I could use 1 to save the hostage that's there. I could also put tokens on this hostage card that is also corresponding to that space. So we'll go ahead and do a solve action. Unfortunately, I only have 2, so I'm not as good as Stride. All right, in this case, I got a success and a focus. So if I already had a focus token, I could discard it to turn that into a success as well and have 2 successes, but since I don't, at the end of the solve action, I get a focus token to use later. This time, let's keep it simple and save our little bystander there. So they're removed, and I do get a clue card. Encouraging lead. Ooh, 2 bonus dice, or may draw a card. I think I'm probably going to go for the bonus dice in this case. All right, Majesty has finished her 2 actions. She could do any free actions she has remaining, but she doesn't want to right now. So I'll activate both effects. So the locksmith scheme is going to put a minion on the bank. And minions are these little tokens. They don't attack you on their own. They just kind of sit around. But the big thing is every time you try to solve a scheme, every person on or adjacent to your space deals their damage to you. And these guys have 1 damage. So if you don't defeat them, they'll just keep pinging you as you try to solve the case on their space. All right, and then we have Widowmaker. We got to move a bystander from play or the supply to this card. So let's pick one super far away from us. And if we don't defeat that card before the end of next turn, which I'm sure we won't, this person's going to be completely removed from the game. They will be dead. And the final part of a game round is to have an issue turn. We're just going to draw 1 issue card and resolve it. All right, so in this case, a deliberate escape. If the villain is in the subway tunnels, a crisis occurs. She's not. Otherwise, the villain schemes. So scheming, as I said earlier, is based on the villain's current space. In this case, she's on the abandoned warehouse. And it says, if the vault is on its open side, the villain advances. Otherwise, place 1 issue token on the vault. So the vault is not open yet, so we're going to put a token on it. And the sealed vault says if it ever has 3 tokens on it, it will be opened. And then, as you saw, the villain will advance to the bank and start stealing the gold. And that's it. Super fast. No other effects to resolve. The game kind of goes really quickly. The hero turns where you spend the majority of your time. So now you know the full basics of the game. We're going to run through things more quickly. So we're in the villain turn. We're going to draw 1 villain card at a time. So here's a more standard villain card. Call the boys. You've got an icon here. That means we're going to put 1 of those little minion tokens on the indicated place. That's the subway. And then there's a special icon, which means we have to look at the card. If no stooge is in place, search the villain deck and discard pile for 1 stooge and draw it, and then shuffle the discard pile back into the deck. Otherwise, each stooge activates. So stooges are these little nasty guys that would move around and attack us. They're not on the board, so we're going to draw 1 from the deck. And in this case, I've gotten the blue stooge. He's got 8 life, no armor, so he'll take my full damage. He'll inflict 2 damage upon us. And each time he activates, he moves 3 and then inflicts if he's adjacent to somebody. And they will move toward the closest, either bystander or hero. And if they get to a bystander, they capture them. They put them on one of those scheme panels. If they get to a hero, they, again, inflict 2 damage. So that's going in Stride's threat area. And as for Majesty, have a piece. Okay, so we're going to put minions on the yellow and green space. And then special, you may discard 1 clue card. If you do not or cannot, Dowager inflicts you. Now, at the moment, Dowager's attack value is 1, so not too worried if Majesty takes 1 out of 15 damage. But we are getting some minions on the board. If Majesty tried to solve right now, for example, after the solve action, she would take 2 damage from those minions. We really want to defeat those guys. All right, so we're going to get into the hero turn. We unexhaust any cards we use in the previous turn. And we also get our actions ready to go. I'm going to have Majesty take an action first because she's not as good at solving, so it makes sense for Stride to actually solve while Majesty beats up those minions. Oh, but I forgot to draw at the end of last turn, so let's see what we get. Okay, so another Hothead long-range attack for Majesty. And another Always Prepared. Tons of free solve actions for Stride, so that's going to be good. All right, so Majesty will go ahead and do an attack action against the minions in her space. She's got 2 dice to roll, and she's got 1 focus if she needs it. And like with solving, when you pick a space for an attack action, you can divide your damage in that space however you want. So, like if there was somebody else here with the minions, I could put some damage on the minions and some damage on them, but 1 damage per minion will discard them. And let's see. Oh, great. We got 2 hits. That gets rid of both of them, and a free focus. So that'll put Majesty up to 2. And by the way, I had mentioned early on that heroes can become focused and get access to a more powerful side. To do that, you have to discard 5 focus tokens. So you can build these up instead of using them on rolls if you want to kind of do some awesome stuff. So that was 1 action for Majesty, but if she took her second one, she would spawn a new minion on the bank, and that would defeat the entire purpose of what she just did. So let's instead switch to Stride for a bunch of solve actions and see what we can do there. And you know what, I did forget to show you, the minion is going to show up right here on the space matching his color. And again, he'll run toward bystanders, which luckily there aren't any of, or in this case, he'll run toward us at the bank, 3 spaces. So Stride could discard any of these to do a free solve action, but let's take one regular solve action first. And she can use top speed to put it up to 4 dice. Remember, we need 12 successes total to fully resolve that hostage situation. Oh, awesome. All right, so I've got 1 success and a focus. I've got 2 more successes from bursts. All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 from the burst, 5 plus a focus. She doesn't have any focus yet, so she'll get some. But that's 5 on the bank, almost halfway there. You know, it seems like it would be good for us to have some more focus, so before I use these to get free solve actions, let's use them for their actual free effect, no action needed. So each hero may look at the top card of their deck, put it on the top or bottom, then draw a card and gain a focus. So Stride. Ooh, 60 steps ahead. This is a free-to-play constant, which will let her get a focus every turn. Heck yes. So she'll certainly draw that and play it. And she gets a focus from the other effect I've always prepared. And to show you 60 steps ahead more, basically when a villain effect happens, I can cancel it to an extent, but also she can exhaust it to move 1 space and gain 1 focus to interrupt another game effect. So if I saved it, I could, like, stop an enemy from attacking me by moving out of their range. But for now, I'm just going to use it and get another focus. And Majesty also benefits, lots of little co-op opportunities in here. So Rousing Speech. This is a free-to-play action that, again, will give us focus and damage for heal damage for things in our threat area. Which actually right now wouldn't be too bad. That'd be 2 focus for each of us. Then we can each discard a focus to draw a card. Yeah, I don't mind drawing that. She will get a focus. And sure, you know what the heck, she can play it. So both of them get 2 free focus tokens, and Majesty can discard her 1 damage. And they can each discard a focus to draw another card, which I think they will do. So Majesty's going to get X-Ray Vision. Pretty awesome. She can solve as though she's on any space in the game without having to actually move there. Stride will also spend 1. Flurried Strikes. As an action, she can move and attack and gain +1 die to attack if she's already used her free movement ability. With all that out of the way, with a ton of focus tokens, let's go ahead and solve again. This time I think Majesty's going to give her some optimistic spirit, shout some encouragement, so she's going to give Stride a 4th die. Right, come on, give me some bursts. Alright, so we've got 3 successes, and then we've got 2 focus icons. We do have enough, so let's see. That would be 5 successes. That would get us to 10. Well, we've got this point of interest card that can do 3 justice tokens on a space for free. So let's instead make this 1, 2, 3, 4 with one of my focus tokens, and then I'll get it right back from that. And that'll put 4 on here, bringing it to 9. And then I'll use a point of interest for free out of turn to add 3 more and solve this. It does get me a new clue card. Another point of interest. That was great, although not as good of a die on it. Now these things are double-sided because something else happens when you solve it. In this case, the Dastardly Abductor has moved to the news station. So now she's someone to fight. She has 7 life. She has X armor, which is equal to the number of captured bystanders on her space. So she's going to shield herself with these guys. And she's got 2 inflict, which every time she activates, she moves a bystander to the news station. That's not great. And then inflicts on the person nearest the news station. So she'll just keep on shooting and shooting at us while hiding behind these bystanders. Nasty, nasty effect there. But when we defeat her, we will get rid of one of the 2 hidden tokens on Dowager. Once we get rid of both of them, we can solve her card, which is a 10 solve value needed, and then she'll finally flip to her attack side and we can defeat her to win the game. That's how you succeed, if you can stop her from doing the bank heist. So there's the Abductor on the news station. We want to get over there and fight her. So let's see, Stride still has her free 2 movement, and then as one action I can move twice. That would move me up to 8 spaces right now. Where could that get me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I could definitely attack her. What if I want to get that bystander? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That'll leave me pretty far out of position to get her next time. That's okay. Movement is my whole thing, so let's do it. So I'm going to tap my card to get 2 movement, and then use my final action to move 6 more. So remember, this counts. These are the same space. 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. I will save them. Get a clue card. Oh, so 2 free dice or a free solve action. Nice. And 1, 2, 3 for my second move action for my special action. So now we immediately activate my guys. So this guy's going to move 3 and then try to fight. And then she's going to steal a bystander and then inflict to the person nearest to the news station. So I'm closest to this guy, so he'll move 3 towards me. She'll steal this bystander onto the news station. And then she'll inflict 2 damage on Stride out of her maximum 10. Now, Majesty has 1 action left. She also still has her free 3 movement from Color the Sky. So the question is, do I want to go over to Red, the Abandoned Warehouse, or would I want to help defeat the hostage taker first? I mean, she seems pretty nasty, nastier than putting a minion down every turn, so let's go gang up on that guy. So she gets 3 free movement from Color the Sky when she exhausts it. And then she'll go and use her Gift from Above action. She'll move up to 4 spaces and choose someone to draw a card. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. Get right next to this lady. And so we'll choose Stride to draw a card. Ooh, another constant. Building momentum. Ooh, every time I move, +1 additional space. So now she'll move 4 instead of 3. And every turn as an action, attack. And if my hero card is exhausted, gain +1. Nice. All right, now I'm going to activate my threat cards. I add another minion to the bank. That's just 1. Then the Widowmaker does blow up. So this goes to the discard pile, and this bystander is removed from the game. So that means that there will be fewer to place on the board. We'll go throw a card. Another X-ray vision, like it. And over here for Stride. Another time to spare healing one, which I could actually use now. All right, we draw another issue card. And again, this is a timer for the game. If we run out of these cards, we have to draw when there's none left, and we lose. Okay, reporting live. As Gabby Woods is in play, she gets captured. That's one of those special schemes. We don't have her yet. Otherwise, villain schemes. Remember, the villain scheming was putting one of these tokens on. Once she gets one more, that vault will be open. In round 3, we got a villain card. Another bomb. This one is also pretty far away. I don't think we'll have time to get to that. That's for Majesty's draw. Okay, so a red minion, and then discard a clue card or take a damage, because Dowager's still only got 1 inflict, so she'll just take the damage. So Majesty's right next to the hostage taker, but the hostage taker has 1 armor because of the bystander here. Could play Hothead to cancel that armor, but basically the armor would take away 1 of my successes otherwise. So yeah, let's use Hothead along with discarding my clue card for +2. That'll give us 4 attack dice, and hopefully that'll make a nice dent in her since you won't have any armor. 7 life total. Give me some bursts. Alright, so we got 1 burst. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. If I discard both of these, that'll be 6. Just 1 shy of defeating her. But yeah, let's go ahead and do it, so I will spend 2 focus to make sure she's got 6 damage on her since she has no armor this turn. So she is 1 from defeat. Let's finish the job. So Majesty will go ahead and use her second action. This time she's only rolling 2 dice, her standard, and the hostage taker has 1 armor, so we just have to do 2 damage. And we do it easily, no focus involved. So that means the abductor and her token are removed from the game. Whenever you defeat an enemy card, kind of like solving a scheme card, you get a clue. This is nice. Majesty's got another +2, or she can heal 3 damage. And because we fully resolved one of the schemes, Dowager is no longer hidden. Oh, you know what? I'm actually mistaken. When you first flip it from its scheme side, you get rid of the hidden token. So, not that you would want to, but you could just leave that abductor sitting around, shooting you every turn if you really wanted to fight the boss. All right, so that means Dowager only has 1 more token to remove. And to do that, we just have to find out more about this locksmith over here. So let's see. Majesty could move 3 up for free. Wouldn't quite get her there. But I guess that's our best option for now. And then we do activate Majesty's only threat card, place 1 minion in the bank. There's the second one. And by the way, anytime you cannot place a minion because they're all on the board, or cannot place a bystander for the same reason, you have a crisis, which depends on the current state of the issue, but usually will advance the boss in some way. All right, Stride is 3 away from that scheme we want to currently solve. That's pretty easy. 60 steps ahead gives her 1 movement and a focus. And then her regular blinding speed gives her 2 more. That's 3 total. There she goes, 1, 2, 3, right in there. Oh, I forgot about building momentum. I can play this for free, so I'll get +1 to move actions from now on, and I can do an attack that'll gain +1 if my hero card is exhausted. So, let's use that building momentum attack for my first action to get rid of this guy, although it seems like kind of a waste. But the thing is, every time I try to solve right now, I'll get hit by Dowager for 1 and by the minion for 1, so that'll be 2 damage to Stride each solve action she takes. And she could solve a lot. She has a free solve from this, a free solve from this. So yeah, even though it's kind of a waste, let's use her first action to attack. She's getting +1 since her card is exhausted, which probably won't matter because we'll defeat the guy anyway, but I want to get more focus tokens, hopefully. All right, we got a crit. Another crit. There we go. Okay, so 1 focus token, and I defeat the minion. Now, she does, by the way, have the 5 she needs to flip, but flipping for her just means she can move a little bit faster, and we don't need that right now. So we need 10 total to solve this scheme. Let's get into it. First, a free solve for Always Prepared, and we'll exhaust top speed to make it a 4 solve instead of a 3. There we go. All right, burst. Okay. So we got 1, 2, 3 for sure. Could make it 3 more, up to 6 if we spend a bunch for our focus. So sure, let's do it. That's 6 out of 10, almost already solved. And she does take 1 damage from Dowager's Inflict on her when she does that. All right, let's do another solve with my 2-die card here. I'll still leave me with 1 action. This time it's only 3. We need 4 more. So I could use... Oh no, but that's like a ton of solving by itself. Yeah, let's just go and see if we get lucky. And no, we did not. So I can spend another focus to get 3. That would leave me 1 shy of our goal. But then I could use this to place 1 on multiple cards, but there's nothing else to really place it on. So you know what, I'll just do 2, I'll get the focus, and then I'll use Point of Interest to get 3, 1 more than I need to finish off the thing. So I get a 4th focus, but also another damage from Dowager. That's 4 out of 10 damage I've taken so far. But we have found out about the Locksmith, so we're going to flip this, and also take away the hidden token, so Dowager is going to be in action in a second. And we got Loxley. Oh god, I just got this. Sir Robin of Loxley, so he's like an arrow guy who also picks locks. That's terrible. So he's got 10 life, 1 armor, 2 attack. Remember, we don't have to kill this guy to win. He's going to be like a thorn in our side. When his card is flipped to the side, place Loxley in the bank. Okay, and then the villain immediately schemes? What the heck? Can then activate. If the vault is on its sealed side, place 1 issue token on it. Otherwise, move 3 toward the nearest hero. Okay, so he's going to unlock the vault basically no matter what. And so here he is on the bank. So Dowager, by the way, is not revealed yet. I just remembered that we need to still do 10 on her to actually reveal her so we can start attacking her. So when she schemes, she's going to do the 3rd one of these. That means that this is now unlocked. So we put 3 tokens on it. Those are the gold bars she's trying to steal. So now if she schemes, she's going to advance to the space 2, and then each scheme she does will steal a gold bar until she can finally escape and win the game. By the way, this means that Loxley is not needed to unlock the vault anymore, so he will instead be moving towards us and attacking us. All right, so even though it will hurt her, let's have Stride try to find out exactly where Dowager is. Only 3 dice now. All right, so she puts 2, and yeah, let's make it 3 with focus. So we are 3 out of 10 to revealing that Dowager is the mastermind behind this. And now I've got to activate my Stooge and then my Widowmaker. So my Stooge is going to move 1, 2, 3 towards Majesty. And Widowmaker has to steal from either the map, and these guys don't count as being on the map because they're already in a tough space, or from the supply, so he'll take 1 from the supply. So we draw some cards. Majesty's got another Rousing Speech, nice. And Stride has got another Flurried Strikes to move and do extra damage. Alright, issue turn. Okay, if the vault is on its sealed side, place 1 issue token on it, otherwise the villain schemes. So she is going to run all the way over to the bank, which means we have to get back over there to do anything with her, and Loxley is right in our way. But for even more fun, let's resolve some villain cards. Murderous Intent. Okay, so showdown effect, you'll see these on a lot of cards. What that means is when you attack her, which again is going to happen for a little while, you draw the top card, and if it has a showdown thing, she does something nasty to you. But here we're just doing the effect, so she places a minion on the warehouse. She'll scheme, and she'll place a new bystander. Right, so there's the minion. Bystander we can choose, so let's put it somebody pretty far out of the way. And the scheme is the bad part. She's going to take 1 of the gold bars out of the vault and put it on her card. Once she gets all 3 of them, she's going to start running again. All right, that's for Majesty's card. Oh no, another Stooge. We've gone to almost no enemies to 1, 2, 3 nasty customers on the board waiting for us. It seems like the perfect time for Majesty to shine. So actually, as silly as it might seem, I'm going to do 2 Rousing Speeches. So that gives both Stride and Majesty 4 focus tokens since they each have 2 people in their threat area. And they can discard a focus token to draw a card for each of those. So Majesty will do it the first time. Oh, awesome. It's just what I wanted. Power Positivity, it's free to play. She'll get +1 to all her attack actions. She can exhaust it once per turn to prevent 2 damage or discard it to prevent all the damage from an attack. And here's why this is awesome. She's going to discard her other 5 focus tokens, what I was trying to get to, go to her Unified Assault action. So she does have an awesome action that lets her attack twice, or lets somebody attack twice for a single action and do bonus damage. But I don't want that yet. I want her to have 3 attack power. So until I use that action, she's going to stay on the side and just have extra attack. And with Powered Positivity, too. She's suddenly got 4 attack dice each time she attacks, which is great. But let's not forget about Stride. She's going to get an extra card for each of those effects. She has enough focus, I think. So we'll get another Building Momentum, which she doesn't need, but remember, can be discarded for a free attack action, so that's nice. Blazing the Trail. Discard 1 focus to choose a hero to move. Ooh, she could have Majesty move. Majesty can move pretty well on her own. Let's have her color the sky to run over here. All right, and we'll do her first action attacking that Stooge. She's got 4 dice. He's got 8 life, so 2 attacks, if we're lucky, will defeat him. That's pretty lucky. Okay, so that's already 4 damage, plus she'll get a focus token. With the burst, 5 damage plus a focus token. So this Stooge only needs 3 more damage to be defeated. Let's go again for her second action. Oh my gosh! I didn't really need this much, so that's certainly going to kill the guy. Right now I'm just looking for focus. So that's 1 focus, 2 focus, another burst. Okay, so 2 more focus. That was great. So this guy is defeated, and she gets a card. This guy's shared intel. She's here to gain 2 focus. Not bad. Because that was both her actions, Loxley's going to move 3 and attack, and so will Green. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 right next to her. But he's got 2 attack, and her new ability can be exhausted to give her -2 damage, so she doesn't get hurt at all. But Green is going to be coming toward them, but we should be able to outpace him, I think. How about Stride? She has to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to start doing the bank stuff. Okay, that'll work out fine. She can use Blinding Speed for 2 move, 60 steps ahead for 1 more plus a focus. So I'll get her 1, 2, 3. Then she'll be able to use Flurried Strike. She can move, which remember now is 4 spaces, not 3. And she'll get +1 because her hero card is exhausted because she'll get a free attack. It's 1, 2, 3, 4. She jumps straight in here. And she gets to do a 3 dice attack against those guys. All right, so she's got him defeated, plus him, and 2 focus. Okay, she's got a lot of focus right here. So with the minions gone, it's safe for her to use her final action to try to investigate Dowager more. So use Top Speed to make it a 4 dice attack. Or not attack, solve. And okay, just 3, 4. Definitely going to use the focus to make it 5. Dowager will hit her again. It leaves her with 5 damage. She's half defeated. Although in this game, it's interesting, if you get defeated, you don't lose. You just do some bad stuff for the enemy, and then you come right back. So you can't actually be completely destroyed in this game. Dowager, with her 1 gold, is certainly doing pretty well. But Dowager, with her 1 gold, is 2 away from being discovered. Okay, Stride has to activate the Widowmaker. He kills another one of the bystanders and is discarded. She draws a card. Yes, we already have Top Speed, so this would be useful just to prevent 3 damage. Not bad. And for Majesty... Another Color the Sky, which we also already have, so that can be used for a free move action. Or actually, I think, yeah, that takes you anywhere on the board, even better than move action. All right, here we go. The issue. Oh, Loxley's Cunning. If he's in play, he inflicts each hero. All right, so Majesty will take 2 damage, but Stride's hurt enough. She's going to discard her Top Speed for 3 defense out of turn and take no damage. We go to the villain turn. Okay, Loyal Crew. Oh, pretty weak card. We just have a 1 blue icon here. We can deal with that. And for Majesty... green minion comes out, discard a clue card, or Dowager inflicts you. Again, that's only 1 damage so far, so that's okay. That would be quite a bit nastier if she was flipped. And the interesting thing about that is that none of the stuff that just happened actually had a scheme on there, so we still have 2 gold in the vault. That's good for us. I think Majesty should probably defeat this Loxley guy. He's pretty annoying. So let's do an attack against him. So again, that's +1, so we have 4 attack. And let's go ahead and make it 6 attack. Why not? Because he's got 1 armor, so we do have to get a little bit past that. So we only got 5 dice. Oh man, we got a ton of bursts. Okay, so I have 1 die left over plus 2 bursts. So we've got 4 plus a focus. We'll put that to the side. So I'm going to reroll 3 of these. 2 for the burst plus the 6 die I didn't get yet. We've got 4 hits already. So now we've got 4. Okay, 5, 6 plus another burst. So we've got 6 plus another burst, 7, 8. Wow. And 9 if I do a focus. Although I don't need to because the guy's going to take 8 minus 1 armor is 7. So yeah, I'll just take the focus for myself and deal 7 damage to him. Not bad rolling at all. All right, shield go again. Looking to do 4 damage. That's 3 to finish him off, plus 1 to get past his shield. All right, so I'll do 4 if I spend a focus, and then I'll get 2 focus back. So he is defeated. We do get a clue card. Encouraging lead, draw 1 card. Now I'm done actions, and the Stooge is right next to me. Let's get rid of him. But I'm going to use Color the Sky as an exhaust ability before he can actually attack me, and get over here so that he just runs for no effect. Right, Stride, meanwhile, has no threat card, so that's nice. But let's go ahead and have her try to finish off Dowager's investigation. So I'm going to do my first action to solve. 3 should be enough since Dowager only has 2 things left. We got 3. Now, we did get 1 more than needed, and the nice thing is the vault actually can have things placed on it. Basically, it means we can steal the gold back from Dowager, so I'm going to put my extra one there since it's in the same space. Dowager is revealed, so she is now on her showdown side, where she's actually attacking us. Now she has 3 inflict and 1 armor and 30 life, so glad she wasn't flipped before. And when she activates, she's going to inflict on every hero within 4 spaces. Oh, why did I move Majesty right towards her? She's still got the gold on her. That's okay. Let's punch her. I get a free attack from building momentum. We'll add 1 die to it. And I forgot I should get a clue card for solving Dowager. Oh, a free attack. There we go. All right, 3 dice. So in this case, I resolve any burst, and then before I decide how I want to spend my focus, I draw the top villain card and look for a showdown effect. Oh man, it has one. Then the enemy nearest you, other than Dowager, immediately moves 3 spaces toward you. Luckily, there aren't any. Then during this attack, Dowager gets +1 defense for each enemy adjacent to you, which does include herself. So she's got 2 armor this round instead of 1. So that means I will do 0 damage to her. Darn. Well, I guess I can spend a focus and do 1 at least. Yeah, not an amazing start there. She could attack again for free, but she probably wouldn't do very much. With 2 attack is not going to do a lot. So I'm actually going to use time to spare, so I can move first, which I guess I don't want to do. Then I can heal 2. And if I exhaust my card, which I can heal 2 again. So we only have 1 damage now. Might as well use 60 steps ahead. Don't want to move, but I will get another focus. I'll have to activate Dowager, so she's going to do 3 damage to each of us. That brings Strider back to 4 damage. But Majesty still has power of positivity, so she's only taking 1. Brings her to 5 out of 15. Bo's going to draw a card. Another move anywhere. I'll give something for attack. Oh, more defense. Actually, I'll deal with that. All right, issue card. Mox is cunning. He's not here, so she just schemes and steals a 2nd bar of gold. We're going to do some villain cards again. Okay, it's a green minion. Glad that's not on top for the showdown effect. And for Majesty. Oh man, discard a clue card or she'll inflict. That'll actually hurt now. 1 minion on blue. Yeah, I think Majesty can afford to lose a little 1 die card, so we'll discard that instead of taking the damage. Alright, well, let's do some attacking. Majesty is clearly the better one to attack, so let's have her try to go first. So Hothead would let her attack from where she is, 1 space away, and ignore armor. That seems good. And what the heck, we'll add +1 to it. And you know, she's next to Stride, so Stride will give her the +1, so this will get past the armor so well. So that's 3 +1 for the card, +1 from Stride. That's 5 dice. And again, no armor on this. Okay, so we got 5 plus a burst, 6, 7 damage. You draw a showdown effect. There isn't one, so it's discarded. So that is 7 damage more to Dowager. It's 8 out of 30. And I forgot, the stage says whenever we attack, if we discard, oh wait, we need 1 per here. So if I had 2 tokens on here after I attacked her, I could have removed one of the gold bars from her. But I think it is time now for her 2nd attack with Majesty to do her unified assault. So she can choose 1 hero, which can be herself, to move up to 4 spaces and attack. So that'll be at 3. And then she can choose 1 hero to attack with +1, so that'll be at 4. So she should be the one doing both of them. Then the card will flip, but hey, she might have enough focus at that point to flip it back again. She will run in here with a free movement. Give me 3 attack first. Armor does apply this time, though. I guess she'll spend the focus. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. Minus armor will be 3. Well, actually, we can see what happens first. Murderous intent. After this attack, you must exhaust 1 of your constant cards or suffer 4 damage. Well, the good thing is Color the Sky can be exhausted, so there we go. We are still doing 4 damage. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. -1, 3 damage to Dowager. All right, now Majesty attacks again, this time with 4. Okay, a burst. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 from the burst. I will spend, well, I guess again I can see the card first, but I'll try to do 5 damage. Have a piece. Dowager immediately inflicts. So I'll use Power Positivity to take only 1 damage. And 5 damage -1 deals 4, so Dowager is half dead. That's great. Okay, but Majesty does have to activate the Stooge. He's actually going to be able to attack this time. So he does 2 more damage to her. No way I can prevent that. Okay, it's Stride's turn now. I forgot that building momentum lets me attack with +1 die, so if I exhaust this first, I can use that. So let's use time to spare. Spend an action, so again, I'll heal 4 by exhausting this. Then I'll do my free attack from weak points. That'll be a 3 dice attack. Come on, get some focus results. Nice, because I have the focus to spend. So that's a 2, 4, 5. But of course, she might do something. Nope, not this time. That's 4 damage after her defense. She's at 19 out of 30. Okay, now I'll use my actual final attack to do another 3 dice attack. Ooh, actually, you know what? I cheated, because this was just a you may attack, not the special attack from that one, so that would have only been 2 dice. Okay, so this time we'll roll 2 dice, and we'll say that I already used that power to roll 3 dice. Okay, it seems like kind of a wasted attack. I was hoping for some bursts. Okay, and no showdown effect, good. But you only get 1 damage through, wonderful. Okay, that's enough to get her to an even 20. Of course, now she attacks us both for 3 damage. I'll discard this to cancel it. Majesty's pretty banged up herself. 4 more damage and she'll be defeated. New card for Majesty. Oh, great, some defense, we like that. A new card for Stride. Hero move, don't think we'll need that. Issue card, we only have 3 more before we could automatically lose. Okay, Vault's not on the sealed side, so the villain schemes. So in this case, she will steal the last gold, which means now she can move if she wants to. Okay, a new villain turn. Alright, she's placing another minion. We're almost out of those. With that, man, there are a ton of these guys. If she does run, it's going to be tough to go chase after her. Alright, she's going to get another Stooge in play. Or no, the Stooge activates automatically. So, crud, I guess I'll have him attack Stride since they're both the same distance away, because she has a full life. Okay, and then for Majesty's draw. Uh-oh. So we get another minion on green. That's 5 there. And then Dowager schemes. Now here I have a choice. When she's on her combat side and I'm near her, I can either let her scheme and run away to all 5 of these guys and that bystander, or I can choose to let her inflict instead. So I think I'll certainly choose the inflict option and have Stride go down to 5 life. Could we do add a bystander? All right, so thank God we have that choice. We don't have to hunt her down. And sadly, Majesty did have to use up her power, and she does not have enough focus to flip again. But she still has 3 attack, which is, I guess, equivalent to Stride's. Maybe Stride should attack first. Actually, no, I'm going to do something kind of goofy. I'm going to use X-Ray Vision to add extra tokens to the vault so we can get one of those golds away from her. I'm using X-Ray Vision because it ignores enemies that would inflict, because right now Dowager would do 3 damage to me, and the green guy would do 2 more, so we would take a ton of damage if we tried to just solve normally. Right, so it's going to be 2 solve. Oh my gosh. You know what? The 1's all we need. I'll take the focus otherwise. So I'll give us a second token on the vault. At least that'll be enough that if we hit her, we can move 1 of the gold back there. All right, now before Majesty goes again, I think Stride's going to hit her at least once. All right, so Stride will exhaust, but not move. Or actually, you know what? Maybe Stride will move at least 1 space, because, yeah, I can use Blazing Mistral to run away and maybe not get hit by her. So yeah, Stride will go right here, because she can still attack an adjacent space. Don't forget, oh, I'm sorry, actually, Dowager's supposed to be on the map. It kind of all means the same thing, though. So now for an action, she'll attack using her +1 die, giving +1 more die, so that's actually 4 for her, not bad. Get all the focus she needs. Let's just roll some good results. Okay, not bad, not bad. Roll 5th die for the burst. All right, so what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If I spend a focus. Let's see the showdown effect. Oh man, if you discard a peril card from play, there aren't any. If you do, you must move 3 paces away from Dowager and suffer 4 damage, so she would just blow me up. But if there's no peril deck, I search the deck for a Widowmaker card, so that's going to go in play. Now, if this came up again, she would smash me. Before we do that, we did do 6 damage, -1 armor. That is 5. She is 5 away from being defeated. We're going to put a Widowmaker in play, the green one. Let's have Majesty attack next, because then only the Stooge will activate. I would like to defeat Dowager before she gets a chance to shoot us and potentially defeat both of us. Majesty sadly only has 1 attack, or sorry, 2 dice now. She'll go and use this to add a 3rd. Come on. Okay, yes, she does have focus. That'll make it 3 total. Dowager will... Uh-oh. Exhaust one of your constant cards or suffer 4 damage. Okay, I actually want to move this time, so I'll take care of that one. I did do 2 damage. Dowager's only got 3 left. Now, before the Stooge activates, we need to use Color the Sky to move farther away from Dowager. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, I guess, down toward where she'll move if she does get a chance. Ooh! Oh, I forgot. I'm going to discard those 2 things from the vault to put one of the golds back on the vault. So take that. And the Stooge does activate and punches Stride for 2 damage. Stride is 3 away from defeat, but she's going to try to finish her off anyway. This is a 3-dice attack. Dowager's got 3 life left, so I'd need to get at least a bonus burst or something to actually do this. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, there's a burst. So that's 3, 4. I have to resolve this first. Oh, no, no, no. The enemy nearest you, other than Dowager, immediately moves 3 spaces toward you. They're already there. During this attack, Dowager gains +1 defense for each enemy adjacent, so she has 2 defense, which means she's going to have 1 life left and nothing we can do about it. This also means that she's about to attack us, so let's do my little trick thing here. So we use 60 steps ahead to move 1 space away and get a focus. Then we're going to play Blazing the Trail to spend a focus and move one of us. So move myself just out of range. 1, 2, 3. So there we go, more than 4 away. Then I'll play another Blazing the Trail. Spend another focus. Move Majesty just out of range. So yes, there we go. So I do activate Dowager, but she doesn't do anything. I do have to take one of these bystanders and put him on the Widowmaker. Well, we should have an easy win next turn, but let's see what the issue does. Okay, Gabby Woods is not in play, so the villain schemes. I mean, she just has to take the gold back that I took from her, so nice. And we just have to weather what this turn holds. Okay, some more minions coming out. Oh, but there aren't enough, so she's going to have a crisis. I'll show you what happens with that in a second, but I do place the 1 on blue. And then you must discard 1 clue card. If you do not, Dowager inflicts you. No, I have no clue cards. Ah, crap, I'm defeated. So I'm going to discard all my damage, lose all my focus. That's not great. And I go right back to here, so there we go. And now a crisis occurs. So look at this. We're getting 2 crises. 1 for a minion not being placed and 1 for me getting defeated. You must either move 1 issue token from this card to the villain or 1 issue token from the villain card to the issue overview. Now this is terrible because normally she'd have to move to the subway to get rid of her gold, but she gets to put it straight on here now for both of these. And the thing is, if she gets the 3rd one on there, we lose, which means if the card that Majesty's about to draw has a minion placed, we are losing the game right here. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, yep, there we go. So, crazy turnaround. She had 1 life left, but we should have managed the minions. I forgot that they were running out so much. I'm just kind of show you what we mean. She had a horde of guys on the news station and the subway channels. So, yeah, we had to resolve 1 more crisis. That means she snuck the gold, I guess because they controlled the entire subway. She got away. Right as we were fighting her, she slipped the gold out from under our noses. Darn. So that was Hour of Need. Dowager got away with money to fund her criminal empire. We'll have to try again later. But yeah, check out the Kickstarter, see what you think, and also watch my little review video to see how I'm feeling about the game. But good gaming, everyone, and we'll see you at the next stop.